Peace Warriors, here we are again, and thank you for all the feedback on the recent videos. There's been some interesting questions that I've been happy to answer, and there's been some requests for future content which I am going to be addressing very shortly. As you can probably guess, these things get done a few weeks or sometimes days before they go live on the YouTube channel, and in the interim it gives me time to think about where we're going next. So if I don't put up a video covering the subject area that you've asked about, then don't think I'm ignoring you, okay? And thank you all you new subscribers who have come on board. It's really great to have you here and to be sharing this knowledge that I've amassed in almost 60 years of playing the drums. I know you're looking at me and thinking, how is that even possible? Well, some things remain a secret. Okay, now the last video that I put up was this whole thing where it's almost like a mashup of the syncopation book and the stick control book all in one. And you get that this thing that I call dexterity, and there's been a bit of interest in that, shall we say, and I think a bit of explanation has been asked for. So I've got a really simple dexterity workout for you today. And what we're going to do, we're going to just take one rhythm. So remember, fixed elements in improvisation study. We talked about that in video 63, I think it was, which is the one with the... which seems to be tremendously popular, for which thank you. So, fixed rhythmic element, and it's a pattern that you've all heard before, and it's just this. Now, I'm hearing that as eighth note triplets in 4/4 time with a double stroke on the middle triplet. You could think of it as in 3/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could think of it in 6/8 time. 1, 2. You could think of it in 9/8 time. 1, 2, 3. 12/8, of course, or you could think of it as syncopated eighth notes and 16th notes, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting on the 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And obviously I'm illustrating that in 4/4 time, but you could do that syncopation version in any time signature of your choosing. So the rhythm and meter aspect of this is kind of by the by. I'm just using triplets in 4/4 time as a simple reference point. So here's our pattern again. And what we can do is we can use all the different orchestrations. And remembering that we've got 72 different ways of moving from A to B, for example, where any 3 sound sources are in play. So you could use the grid system in my book. A lot of you are buying that at the moment, and thanks for that. It's quite original, though I say it myself, it's a lot of stuff that you won't necessarily find anywhere else, and you can of course buy it from here. And that's the sales pitch over for this episode. So now let's take a look. Let's kind of drill down a bit with this, and let's take our pattern. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's just one of the 72 ways of going from A to B. Bearing in mind that we're changing orchestration every quarter note. So if we changed orchestration every 2 quarter notes, that gives us another 72 ways of getting from A to B. If we turn it on its head, left hand lead, like this, 2, 3, 4. Lo and behold, there's another 72 ways of moving this around a set of drums. Now, that's really interesting. That's huge, isn't it? That's just all these possibilities from just this one pattern, not even taking into account the different ways of framing it with reference to a time signature that I was talking about a minute ago. But wait a minute, let's just have another look at what the hands are doing. Now, if you remember in the sticking logic video a couple of days ago, or maybe last week by now, I can't remember which, where we took a Swiss Army triplet and pulled it apart and got to that basic element. Let's now have a look at what happens if we do the same with this. Bring on the stick control board. Yep, it's good old pattern number 6. Same sticking, different rhythm. So what does that now enable us to do? It enables us to do 2 things. Firstly is to take any one of those phrases, those 8 note patterns on pages 5, 6 and 7 of the stick control book and apply them to this. So pattern number 1 is just right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now let's orchestrate that. Pattern number 2, left lead, same thing, singles. Pattern number 3 is double strokes, right hand lead. Now that feels a little bit uncomfortable, but then this is the whole nub of the dexterity ideas, making your hands move in different ways. But if that feels too uncomfortable, what else could we do with it? So instead of putting the triplet in the middle, we could put it at the end. Or at the beginning. So think of that, you've got the triplet on the first 8th note, on the middle 8th note, which is where we started, or on the end 8th note. And certain things will fall under your hands a little more easily where the sticking sequence is concerned. Remember, what we call a sequence of motion will fall under your hands a little bit more easily if you put the 16th note alteration in a different point in the triplet, okay? But don't settle for that. Persevere with the things that feel uncomfortable and unfamiliar, because those are the things that are really helping your facility and rhythmic fluency as far as extending your range is concerned. This will give you all sorts of stuff that you will enhance your ability where phrasing is concerned, ensemble phrasing, you know, phrasing with the other musicians, as well as stuff that you can use in fills and solos, even in time fields. If you start orchestrating this stuff, instead of using these 3 sound sources, use these 3 sound sources, and the whole thing starts all over again. And the great part about this is nobody else will come out sounding the same as you. So have fun with that one. Don't ever tell me you've got nothing to practice. And the first person who can come to me and prove beyond doubt that they've done every possible permutation of the 72 stick control patterns with every triplet alteration, or using it as syncopated 8ths and 16ths in every orchestration on the drum set, might just win a cash prize or maybe a free CD. Anyway, have fun. I'll see you next time.